President of Governing Body Rampurhat College, for his constant inspiration and encouragement. I convey my regard to Dr. Buddhadev Mukherjee, Coordinator, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, for providing immense support to make the event. I convey my regard to our respected resource person of the day, Professor Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan from University of Rajshahi, Bangladesh, and Professor Narayan Chandra, University of Barind, West Bengal. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation for this special event. I convey my regards to the convener of the event and all the faculty members of the Geography Department for organizing some special talk event. I wish event enlighten us all and provide us with approaches to deal with the problem of tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind deliberation, your inspiration, and always support us for progress further. Now, I will request Dr. Jayanta Das, the head of the Department of Geography and convener of this present today's program, to deliver his convener speech. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Distinguished guest, esteemed speaker, respected colleagues, dear students, and all attendants. I am immensely pleased to welcome to all of you to this special event celebrating World Environmental Day 2024. Today, we gather virtually to reflect upon and discuss one of the most pressing issues of our time, like land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. So, first and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Professor Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan, from the University of Rajshahi, Bangladesh, Professor Narayan Chandra from the University of Bardhaman, West Bengal, India, for accepting our invitation and delivering the invaluable insight with us. Your presence today is evidence of the importance of this topic and the urgency with which we must address it. And I would like to express my gratitude to our Chief Patron, Dr. Ashish Banerjee Sir, Honorable Deputy Speaker and President of Government Body Rampurhat College, for his continuous encouragement. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to our principal, Dr. Prabal Kumar Sinha, for his continuous support and guidance in organizing this event. And obviously, our collaboration with Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC, of Rampurhat College, under the guidance and leadership of Dr. Buddhadev Mukherjee Sir, has been instrumental in making this event possible. So today, World Environmental Day, which is led by the United Nations Environmental Program, that's mean UNEP, and has been celebrated since 1973, and nowadays is evolving into the largest global platform for environmental program. And this year, with the theme Land Restoration, Desertification, and Drought Resilience, we joined the worldwide community to emphasize or highlighted the critical needs to restore and protect our ecosystems. And we know this year the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia hosting this event, and this shows the international commitment to these critical issues. And I believe that land restoration is not just an environmental issue, it's a social and economic imperative. It is about rebuilding our natural foundation that support our livelihood, that support our food security, and obviously resilient to climate change. And this is a part of UN decade on ecosystem restoration, that's been from 2021 to 30. And definitely our collective effort today contributes significantly to achieving the Sustainable Development Goal. At Rampurhat College, our Department of Geography is dedicated to advancing the knowledge, encouraging a spirit of inquiry among our students. Throughout the year, we organize study tour, seminar, continuous field survey, workshop, special lecture, popular talk, and basically we strive to equip our students with the skill and understanding the necessity to tackle these environmental challenges of our time. So I request to all of you to engage actively in today's discussion and learn from our distinguished speaker and reflect on how we can contribute to the global effort that's been generation restoration. And I believe that together we can make a difference. Once again, I welcome you all and look forward to an enlightening and productive session. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your nice explanation. Your achievement, your uh, thinking always help us to move further, to think better. Thank you. Now everybody is eagerly waiting to hear from our eminent speaker. Now I would like to request our colleague, Dr. Koel Mukherjee Madam, to introduce our first eminent speaker, Dr. Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan sir. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Before introducing our guest speaker, Professor Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan, please allow me to express my gratitude to him for joining this program. I consider myself fortunate to have this wonderful opportunity of attending the illuminating lecture which will be delivered by Dr. Chowdhury, Professor of Department of Geology and Mining in University of Rajshahi, Bangladesh. He was Pro-Vice Chancellor since 2013 to 2017, Dean Faculty of Life and Earth Science since 2012 to 2013, and former Chairman, Department of Geology and Mining since 2010 to 2013. Parallelly, Professor Chowdhury is an active social worker, including the member of the Managing Board of Bangladesh Red Crescent Society National Headquarters. He also has 40 years of teaching, research, and administrative activities in university. He has visited India, Iran, Italy, Nepal, Thailand, USA, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Japan, UAE, Turkey, Oman, Spain, and Russia. Professor Chowdhury has affiliated with various national and international professional organizations, active member and expert of the various national committee of the government of Bangladesh on water resource management, and put forward his contribution for framing laws, rules, policies, strategies, etc. related to it. He presented more than 35 symposiums, seminars, and conferences at home and abroad, and also delivered more than 10 invited lectures. Professor Chowdhury also published about 80 research papers, extended abstracts, and book chapters in national and international journals, periodicals, conference volumes, and books on different aspects of hydrology, hydrogeology, water governance, mitigation and adaptation of climate change effects, geostatics and data management, GIS, and remote sensing. It is very remarkable that he ranked 27th in last 5 years, the top among the top 237 researchers. The University of Rajshahi since its establishment in 1953 as per Scopus database. Now, without further ado, let's begin our journey. I would like to invite Professor Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan, our first speaker of the day, showcase valuable insights about water governance and integrated water resource management practice in Drought-prone Barind, Northwest Bangladesh.
Thank you. Good evening to all of you. Uh, Welcome to my presentation. Dr. Jayanta, may I share now the presentation?
Yes, sir. Please share your.
Okay. Okay. Just 1 minute. I will. Dr. Jayanta,
Yes, sir.
uh, it is clear to you. My
Sir, your voice is clear, but your PPT is not visible. Please share
I
again.
will share again. Okay. Okay. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Welcome to my presentation. This is the greeting from World Environmental Day. Topic of my lecture is the water governance and IWRM practice. That is the integrated water resource management practice in dryland, Barind. It is the area northwestern part, just very near to West Bengal of India, and I think that Birbhum district, there is from the Rampurhat, it is dry land. That's why I have some interest to present the what type of water governance practice and what is the integrated water resource management practice we are conducting here to overcome our especially the drought as a drought resilient approach, and we have started this type of project in 2015, and that's why it is very new practice for Bangladesh and first type of approach of this type IWRM practice in Bangladesh. And next slide is the uh, global uh, im- important thing is that when I will go for global fight for water, then it is very much essential for us to have some look over the report of World Water Resource Water Resource Institute 2000, August 2023, that they have declared that the 25 countries housing one quarter of population globally face extremely high water stress condition. And here is a news item from newspaper, daily newspaper, widely circulated newspaper in Bangladesh. That is in globally 25% people are they are suffering from high water stress condition, and this type of water stress condition jeopardize the people's lives, job, food, and economic development. Then the country is extremely high water stressing. That is 83% countries in the Middle East and North Africa. They are now facing the highly water stressing condition, and 74% in the South Asian countries. Now, what is the cause of the water stress? That is the global demand exceeds the growing population in industries. It is the important cause, and at present, global water demand is more than double since 1960. That is in 1960, uh, and when we will compare the global demand of water in 1960 and 2024, it is just double than the 1960. And result of misuse of water, that is very much important for us, that the 2050 global water demand will increase than present demand. It is 20 to 25%, and it threatens the GDP of global GDP, maybe in the affected countries nearly about 6%. Then what is the scenario of water stressing in Bangladesh? I will give in, some points about the scenario of Bangladesh. Bangladesh in here, 2.4 million people, they are lacking of access of improved water source. And WHO, World Health Organization, they have estimated, and they have present their report that very recent, that the population without having access to safe drinking water, there is a 13% people in Bangladesh. And projected demand in Bangladesh, there is a rise due to population growth, food security, industrial growth. Population growth expected to increase now at Bangladesh. Nearly we have the population of 170 million, and it is expected to be 2 to 4 million in 2050. That's why it needs some extra water, and for our especially food production. And you know that rice is the main production, same as the West Bengal people and Bangladesh people. We have the same type of rice production demand. That's why 2010, 2010, we have the rice production of 4.5 million hectare, and 2030 it will be 6.7 million hectare, and that's why it will increase the water, also the increased demand of 48%. And it is the scenario of Bangladesh. Then when in northwestern part we were observing here, it is the Barind area where groundwater level is continuously depleting since 1980 to at the present time. This is the agricultural abstraction is huge amount, and we are extracting huge amount of water for agricultural productivity. And also the central part is the capital city. Here is also the groundwater level is declining due to municipal abstraction. There is a, you know that the capital city, we have the huge population of here, and at the side of the Dhaka city is the industrial area, the capital city, at the side of the capital city, and it is known as the Gazipur area. For the industrial abstraction, also the groundwater level is declining. Uh, there is another scenario for arsenic contamination. Red spots are the arsenic contaminated areas, especially the Brahmaputra River Valley and the floodplain area of Bangladesh, near the Bay of Bengal area. There is a highly arsenic contaminated area. That's why drinking water is not safe for the people. At the same time, when we will go to coastal area of Bangladesh, near the Bay of Bengal, here is also the salinity inflation is very much high. That's why after 1000 feet depth, we are getting the simply the drinking water. Otherwise, electrical conductance values are very high in the upper part. That's why it is not used for drinking purpose. And when we will go for drought situation in whole Bangladesh, then we will see that in northwestern part here in our study area, we are facing the drought situation, the summer, rainy season, and winter season. And actually, the National Water Management Plan of Bangladesh consider drought as a recurring phenomenon, especially when rainfall, rainy season has started. That is the important factor for drought situation in this area. And another is the water use and demand. Here we are observing that the water uh, people's number of people are rising here, but people have safe access for drinking water. It is declining. That's why Bangladesh has a great thickness, great threat for in this respect. And when we will go that his agriculture, municipal and industrial water demand or withdrawal in recent decades or recent years, it is going higher and higher than the earlier decades. So we can say that Bangladesh facing huge challenges in the water scarcity issue. And next slide is next slide. I will go for Millennium Development Goal targets for Bangladesh. There was the 8 targets were there. It is the global targets declared by United Nations. We have the good achievement for Millennium Development Goals target. But when we will go for Sustainable Development Goal, Goal 1, Goal 2, or Goal 3, or 4, 8, and 9, and then 11 or 13, all six is the clean water and sanitation. We are fighting to achieve all the targets and goals for the country or the people. uh, Next is the key for better management in water security. There is the important thing is that improve water governance. We are now mentioning that Global Water Partnership, it is the United Nations, one of the uh, organization that is 2015. They have declared that we have the lack of water governance, and that is the main issue for creating the bad management practice in water security. And the important thing is that the Global Water Partnership in the World Water from 2000, year of 2000, they pointed out the lack of water governance result the water stress in or in water security. That is the important thing that we have in any part of the world where we are facing the water stressing or water scarcity. Is the main cause is the lack of water governance. That is the World Summit on Sustainable Development endorsed in 2002. Also endorsed that uh, what is the tool for the better governance is the IWRM, that is the Integrated Water Resource Management, as a water efficient plan by 2005. And in Bangladesh, we have started this type of approach, that is the IWRM, Integrated Water Resource Management, in 2015, and it continued as a piloting since 2023, and it is now the shifted global partners or global partners after completing the IWRM practice in the Barind area in northwestern part. They have shifted that project in Kosovo. That's why it is a good practice for Bangladesh and good example. And uh, sorry, policymakers need for good water governance is the science-based water targets, and so we have tried for a good scientific-based targets with some governance practice. And Global Water Partnership, they declared that water governance is deals with some important issues like who gets water, when and how they will get, and the second thing is the who is responsible for water related service, that is the who will supply the water for the people, and finally uh, need to ensure the right for need to ensure the right to use the water resource as a power and control, and that is the water governance. And it is water governance especially announce the well-defined roles and responsibility of the people, all the supplying organizations, and also the government. And it will reduce the gap between the formal legislation and informal customary water rights, because um, it is a state responsibility to secure the water rights of the people. That's why IWRM addresses this type of issues. And IWRM, when we will talk about the IWRM, it is a cross sectoral dialogue and integration through IWRM. We must address the enabling environment. We must prepare the laws, policies, and the acts, rules, or like that. Then institutional role. Some local government elected bodies are there in Bangladesh, like the India, and that is the at the lowest level, the union परिषद, and maybe in India that upper tier is the upazila परिषद, sub district Parishad we call, that is the it is the panchayat like India, and management some instruments are there. That's why when we will three components, there is the enabling environment, there is the rules, laws, it will be framed by state, and institutional role, that is the local government elected
Sorry,
bodies.
sir. Sorry for disturbing. Sir, your slide are not moving.
Not looking.
Not moving, sir. You are in
Oh.
global fight for water. This slide.
Oh, that is so what need to do? And then I go for this one. It is now clear.
Yeah, it is not clear, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Sir,
There-
sir, select on present now button. Then it will be visible larger.
larger, but when I will go for larger, then it will not visible. That is the
Okay,
problem.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. There is the IWRM operation. There is the IWRM operation works with some central, at the central point. There the peoples are there. Then local authorities will be there. Organizations are there, and centralized governance are there. Knowledge sharing will be there. Skill development will be there. Technical viability will be there. Ownership will be there. Financial transparency will be there. Equity will be there. Accountability will be there. All these components together operate with the IWRM concept. Then in Bangladesh, about the policy and rules, we have framed so many policies like the Bangladesh Water Act 2013, and Bangladesh Water Rules 2018, and Industrial Water Policy, and then National Strategy for Managed Aquifer Recharges, the rainwater harvesting. And fortunately, I am the members of most of the committees are there. That's why working closely with these policies and strategies. Dr. Janto, now it is clear.
Yes, sir. Now it is clear. Very clear, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then IWRM practice we have started earlier. I have mentioned that 2015 we have started it, and it continued to as a pilot project in 2023, and now we have started in another project is the bigger scale. That's why it is a Green Environmental Fund project, GE. Green Environmental Fund (GEF), and it is a United Nations fund, and we are operating the IWRM, continuing that project, and it is the challenges for water management plan. There is the in the that area where we are working. There is the physiography of that region. It is a highland area like the Birbhum area in West Bengal, and hydrogeology is also the complex hydrogeology. There is a single aquifer exist, and the thick clay layer exists at the over the as a surface soil or surface clay layer. There is a Pleistocene clay layer, and aquifer is the Pleistocene aquifer, and aquifer has almost 50 to 40 to 50-meter thick, but under that aquifer layer, upper aquifer is nearly 30 meter, upper clay layer, but aquifer is 40 or 50 meter like that. Beneath the aquifer, there is another clay layer. It is nearly one. We have drilled data. We have, and we have the geophysical data that that clay layer extend up to 1,500 feet. There is a 500-meter depth. That is the challenge for hydrological or hydrologic geological challenge. It is a less rainfall area and drought-prone area, because in Bangladesh, you know that we have the rainfall amount of average countrywide average of 2,500, but eastern part, in northeastern part, we have the Sylhet Basin. It is very nearby to Assam or Meghalaya or like that. That area we have the rainfall amount of 5,000, millimeter. But in Barind area, we have the northwestern part, we have the rainfall amount of 1000, 1200, or like the 1300, or like that. Okay. And another challenge is that here earlier all the very poor structure for conservation of uh, rainwater or rainwater harvesting. And also the runoff water conservation structure is very low, and groundwater is withdrawing for agricultural purpose in huge amount. That's why recharge capacity is low, but groundwater potentiality is low, but people are withdrawing much more water. That is creating another severe problem for this agro-based area in the northwestern part. Here, the drought effect, you will see that we have analyzed the meteorological drought scenario, hydrological drought, and agricultural drought. But in recent years, it is very much, we have also the rainfall data and also the temperature data we have put all together. And in recent years, drought situation is very much severe and very much acute. But groundwater level, depth of the groundwater level is constantly depleting. And important thing is that here cultivated land area, when we will got the data from 1980 to 2022, or 42 years data, we have analyzed all this data. Then cultivated land people, sir, when they are getting the water from the deep tubewell irrigation, then they have increased their cultivated land area, and they are irrigating the land area constantly in the increasing rate from shallow tubewell, deep tubewell, or PP pump, power pump. And it is a good news for the peoples of the country that crop production is increasing, like the rice, almond, oats, and boro rice and wheat also. But groundwater level is declining rapidly, and it is aggravating the um, hydrological drought, because here I have already mentioned that rainfall is, we have the scarcity of rainfall. That's why it is creating meteorological drought, and over due to less amount of infiltration of groundwater, meteorological drought is facing. We are facing, at the same time we are facing the hydrological drought due to declining trend of groundwater table, and we are losing the agricultural productivity. When we will see the scenario of 1980 to 2018, we will see that after 2005, uh, earlier the rainfall was more or less fluctuating in year to year, but the groundwater level was earlier people's farmers were withdrawing the groundwater in this region, but the successive rainy season it was recovered or recharged fully. But in recent decades, since 2005, groundwater level is declining. That is, it is crossed the highest level of withdrawal, highest specific yield or like that. Okay, that is important feature, and it is the institutional setup um, uh, for this area, for IWRM. Government level has prepared some Water Act rules or like that, and it is we have piloted at the groundwater level, at the ground level, at the grassroots level, and then we have shared all this experience from from our practice to government also. This is the approach we have taken from top to bottom, and then bottom to top. There is a, from in the bottom level uh, we have some communication with the community-based organizations and some practice that what is the benefit they are getting from the IWRM practice or like that. What is the merits or demerits of IWRM? Then we push all the information from grassroots level to government policy level. That was our approach, and this is the when we are working with the IWRM, we got the 4R approach. We work with 4R approach. There is a 1R is the recharge the groundwater, reuse the groundwater, recycle the groundwater, and restoration of groundwater level. That was our approach, and uh, first approach was the re-excavation of derelict ponds. There is the ponds, those who are not those who are actually silted earlier. Then now we are re-excavated all the ponds here, and a special thing is that we are collecting all the runoff water of the village to the pond, and especially in the household runoff water from the rooftop. We are also pouring that water also in the pond to use this water for domestic purpose or homestead garden, and especially for domestic use in the after the end of the rainy season. Because I like to mention you that here the rainy season continues up to month of July, August, and September. Uh, Sometimes in first week of October or not, but only the 3 months we have the rainy season. But we are using the groundwater, surface water for another 9 months. That's why for feeding the peoples with some huge amount of uh, food grain or rice or like that, and other activities like the domestic activities and industrial activities, it needs a huge amount of water. But 3 months rainfall is not sufficient. But when we will started to conserve that rain water in the pond, then it is giving the good result. At the second thing is the canals are there. We are re-excavated all these canals, and constructors have check dams there. My constructed check dams to flow to the main rivers like the Mahananda. Then it is also in Kuch Bihar, maybe in the Mahananda river is there, and Purnabhava is there. Ganges is there. Then other rivers, Atrai river is there. We are we have constructed the check dams and to conserve the runoff water here for the agricultural use in the paddy fields. And now we are also using some river water from the river Podda and other rivers for the agricultural purpose, instead of withdrawing the groundwater from aquifer. We are encouraging our farmers in this project to use the surface water, especially just after the rainy season, for another 5 or 6 months or like that. Then we have gone for managed aquifer. There is at the household level, we are collecting the rainwater and then inject the rainwater into the aquifer. It is artificial groundwater recharge system at the household level, and it is giving the good result for drinking purpose. Earlier, the people are facing hardship for drinking water also, but now they are through this managed aquifer recharge process, that is in short the MAR project. It is they are getting the good result, and you know that Bangladesh already framed the Bangladesh Delta Plan for 2100 uh, 2100 for the year. It is 100 billion-dollar project, technical with some technical assistance from the Netherlands government, and it is the financial signatory is the World Bank. We are also introduced this type of approach, that is the managed aquifer recharge approach, that is the MAR project in that Delta Plan, Bangladesh Delta Plan also. It is giving the good result for community peoples, those who are earlier faced some scarcity in the drinking water. And this at the household level, we are inserted that type of managed aquifer recharge and for the big building, and we are observing that after introducing this type of project at the household level, groundwater level is day by day it is rising. That is the good result for the people, that they are getting the drinking water from the hand tube or some submergible pump or like that. And now we have checked the groundwater quality, and before managed aquifer recharge model implementation or after the implementation, it is the very much safe for drinking purpose. We have tested the chemical quality of the water in the both time before the implementation of the project MAR project or after the implementation of the MAR system model. Then we gone through another approach. Sorry, another approach is that the water saving agriculture system, because you know that potato, wheat, and onion, these are the mustard, they consume the less amount of water than the rice. That's why we are encouraging the farmers to partially shift their agricultural pattern from rice plantation or rice agricultural activity to the this type of less water, that is the potato, wheat, and onion mustard, or like that. Then next slide will be the we have also taken some water saving agricultural practice like the drip irrigation for mango garden or guava garden or like that, or for especially for orchard, and some technology with the alternate wet and dry method in this IWRM project. And drip irrigation we are producing some Malta or in this highland. That is one of the water saving technology. That's why finally we can say that when we are practicing the IWRM, that is Integrated Water Resource Management Strategy, with good governance practice, it helps Bangladesh to achieve the development, our development vision and sustainable development goal by 2030. This is the last slide. Our Honorable Prime Minister, she is the Sheikh Hasina. She is the member of United Nations High Level Panel on Water. They have set one slogan for the global community. That is making every drop of water count. That is, it is not wise to waste any drop of water because we are globally we are facing the water scarcity. And it is, you know, that it is the decade, international decade for action, and declared by United Nations. And water for sustainable development, there is a comments from March 22. It is the World Water Day at that time, 2018, and they made a good appeal that use water wisely and inspire the others to do the same. And this their appeal. There is a global appeal for the global community. And now the thank you for kind attention. Thank you all for listening me. Thank you, Jayanta.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice and informative presentation. Actually, we have learned a lot from this lecture regarding water stress in Barind area of northwest Bangladesh, integrated water resource management operation, water sector policy, act, rules, etc. in Bangladesh, and challenges for water management plan, etc. Drought effect on the ground of meteorological, hydrological, agricultural, rainwater harvesting, water saving agricultural practice, etc. I think this will surely be going to encourage us regarding this issue.
I think your voice is so low. Please.
Okay, I will try. Okay, I will try. Thank you, sir. Thanks again for this brilliant presentation. Now, we are going to start our question answer session. And if anyone has any queries, any question, please proceed.
Sir,
Please ask me.
uh, good evening, sir. I am Yasri Dash from fourth semester of Rampurhat College, Department of Geography. স্যার আমার একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল যে স্যার আমরা ওয়াটার লেভেল ইনক্রিজ করার জন্য শুধু কি ট্রি প্ল্যান্টেশন অনলি ওয়ে, না আমরা অন্য কোনো ভাবেও আমাদের গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটারটাকে ইনক্রিজ করতে পারি?
Thank you for your question, because we can uh, uh, in IWRM practice we have one approach is that 4R approach. That is the recycle the water, reuse the water, restoration of groundwater level, and recharge the groundwater. That's why when we will reduce the groundwater use. That is the we will reduce the groundwater abstraction, then it will help to restore the groundwater level. At the same time, we are using the surface water. We can conserve the surface water in pond or canals, or we are using the river water for agriculture purpose. That means that we are not using much more groundwater or not withdrawing much more water. It will help to recharge the groundwater, restoration of groundwater level. So it will be the integrated approach, not the single approach. Not, we will not stop the groundwater use. We will use also go for we have gone for diversification approach. That is the less water consumptive approach is there. That's why so many approaches we integrate together in the integrated water resource management. It is a management approach actually, and that's why in this way we can overcome the water shortage or water scarcity of this region. Not only the single approach, but it is the integrated approach. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Is there anyone who has a question?
Good evening, sir. I am Sukriti Mondal from 6th semester, Advanced of Geography. Sir, Barind আর রার বাংলা রিজিয়নে যেসব ড্রট ম্যানেজমেন্টের জন্য প্র্যাকটিস স্ট্র্যাটেজি বা প্ল্যান নেওয়া হয় সেগুলো কি একই? আর ক্লাইমেটিক চেঞ্জ বা এল নিনো ইয়ারের সাথে এগুলো কি পাল্টায়?
প্রশ্নটা আরেকবার একটু বলতে হবে কাইন্ডলি, শোনা যায়নি ভালোভাবে, আরেকবার একটু।
বারিন্ড আর রার বাংলা রিজিয়নে ড্রট ম্যানেজমেন্টের জন্য যে ধরনের প্র্যাকটিস স্ট্র্যাটেজি বা প্ল্যান গুলো নেওয়া হয় সেগুলো কি একই?
একই কারণ I have some experience from West Bengal part, because especially I already talked with Dr. Jayanta that my mother is from the Birbhum district. Okay, that's why I have some experience of that area, geography and water scarcity or like that. Okay, so I think that রার বাংলা আর সব ম্যানেজমেন্ট একই অ্যাপ্রোচ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
নমস্কার স্যার, আমি সুমিত কুমার মান 6th সেমিস্টার থেকে বলছি। স্যার বলছিলাম যে আমরা বিশ্ব জল সংকট থেকে বাঁচতে ভারত এবং বাংলাদেশ কি কি ভূমিকা গ্রহণ করতে পারে এখানে?
বিশ্ব, কারণ বাংলাদেশ হলো লোয়ার র্যাপিডিয়ান কান্ট্রি, অর্থাৎ বাংলাদেশ গঙ্গা, ব্রহ্মপুত্র, মেঘনা, যেটা গ্যাঞ্জেস, স্পেশালি যে গ্যাঞ্জেস ইন্ডো গ্যাঞ্জেটিক সিস্টেম, যেটা তার মধ্যে গঙ্গা রিভার সিস্টেমে এবং ব্রহ্মপুত্র রিভার সিস্টেমে we have the common transboundary river we have. That's why when we will
শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
এখন শোনা যাচ্ছে?
না, খুব অস্পষ্টতা আসছে।
তাহলে বোধহয় মেবি যেটা লিংকে
No, sir, now it's clear from your side. Maybe
আমি তো
due to low network connection in ma'am side.
সাউন্ড দেওয়া আছে, হ্যাঁ চেক করে নিচ্ছি, পুরো আছে। আমি তাও আবার বলার চেষ্টা করছি যে গঙ্গা কিংবা ব্রহ্মপুত্র, যমুনা নদী বাংলাদেশ এবং ভারতের মধ্যে দিয়ে কমন ভাবে গেছে, ইভেন কি মেঘনা রিভার অলসো। অতএব এই সবগুলো নদী যদি আমরা বর্ষার মৌসুমে, আমাদের প্রচুর পরিমাণে এখানে জল থাকে, এই জলটা যদি আমরা ধরে রাখতে পারি যার যার জায়গাতে, তাহলে মনে হয় যে আমাদের এই সমস্যাটা অনেক সহজ হবে। কেননা জলের সমস্যা ভারতে যেমন বাংলাদেশেও তেমন, কারণ আমাদের 3 মাস 4 মাস বর্ষাকাল থাকলেও বেশিরভাগ অঞ্চলে কিন্তু রেস্ট অফ দি টাইম আমরা কিন্তু ওয়াটার স্কারসিটিতে আমরা যথেষ্ট প্রবলেম তৈরি হয় আমাদের। সেই জন্য আমাদের যৌথভাবে যে কোনো উদ্যোগ নেওয়াটাই, ইভেন কি ইনক্লুড করতে হবে নেপালকে, কারণ নেপাল থেকে অনেকগুলো রিভারের উৎস এসছে বাংলাদেশের কিংবা ভারতে এসছে। অতএব সমস্ত এই অঞ্চলের দেশগুলো যদি আঞ্চলিক সহযোগিতার মাধ্যমে ওয়াটারের বিষয়টি যদি তারা সলভ করে, তাহলে কারোই সমস্যা থাকবে না। ধন্যবাদ।
ধন্যবাদ স্যার।
গুড ইভিনিং স্যার। এই যে IWRM সূক্ষ্ম ভূমিকা বা বারিন্ড এলাকায় কাজ করছেন, তো এই বারিন্ড এলাকাগুলো আমরা কোন এলাকাগুলোকে নির্দিষ্ট করে বলতে পারি, আর সেগুলোতে কিভাবে কাজ করছে?
বারিন্দ এরিয়া হলো মূলতই বাংলাদেশে যেটা বলে থাকি ইনক্লুডিং পশ্চিম দিনাজপুর ভারতের একই একই টাইপের সারফেস সয়েল, যেটাকে সারফেস সয়েল হলো প্লেস্টোসিন রেড ক্লে সয়েল। এটা হাইল্যান্ড এবং এটা মিন সি লেভেল থেকে এর উচ্চতা অনেক বেশি এবং তার ফলে উচ্চতা বেশি থাকার ফলে আসলে এখানে ওয়াটার স্কারসিটিও যেমন সারফেস ওয়াটার স্কারসিটি আছে, তেমন ভাবে প্লাস্টোসিন টপ সয়েল ক্লে যেটা যেটা যথেষ্ট পরিমাণে অত্যন্ত থিক, এটা থিকনেস আপ টু 30 মিটার অথবা মোর দেন 30 মিটার। অতএব এখানে ইনফিল্ট্রেশন ক্যাপাসিটিও লো, তার ফলে ওয়াটার পটেনশিয়ালিটি অত্যন্ত লো এবং এর ফলেই এখানে ওয়াটারের সমস্যাটা তৈরি হয় বেশি। এবং এটা শুধু বাংলাদেশে না, ওয়েস্ট দিনাজপুর যেটা আছে ভারতের এই অংশতেও একই সমস্যা তৈরি হবে। ইভেন আমার ধারণা যে বীরভূম যেটা বিহারের পাশে এই অঞ্চলেও একই, মালদার কিছু একটা অংশে এখানেও সমস্যা তৈরি হবে। ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
স্যার, তো আমি তনুশ্রী মন্ডল। আমি বলছিলাম যে আপনি যে টপিকটা বললেন ক্রপ ডাইভার্সিফিকেশন প্র্যাকটিস উইথ লেস ওয়াটার ফর ইরিগেশন, সেখানে AHD মেথডটা ওটা একটু বুঝিয়ে বলতে পারবেন?
AWD,
হ্যাঁ, AWD মেথড, সরি।
অল্টারনেট ওয়েট এন্ড ড্রাই। অর্থাৎ আমরা এখানে যে কাজটা করছি সেটা হলো যে কৃষকরা আগে জানতো না যে কখন তাদের সেচ দিতে হবে, তখন তারা জানতো না। কিন্তু আমরা তাদেরকে এখন সয়েল, তাদের প্যাডি ফিল্ডে সয়েল ময়েশ্চারটা আমরা ডিফাইন করে দিয়েছি যে কোন ক্রপের জন্য কখন কতটুকু ময়েশ্চার লেভেল থাকলে তখন গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার সেচ দিতে হবে না কিংবা সারফেস ওয়াটার ইরিগেশন দিতে হবে না। তার ফলে তারা ইচ্ছা মতো আগে যেটা দিত সেইটা এখন দেয় না। তারা সাইন্টিফিক ভাবেই আমাদের কাছে তথ্য নেয় কিংবা তাদেরকে আমরা ট্রেন্ড আপ করেছি যে ইনফিল্টোমিটার দিয়ে কিংবা সয়েল ময়েশ্চার কন্টেন্ট যে মিটারগুলো আছে সেগুলো তাদেরকে আমরা দিয়েছি এবং তাদেরকে বলেছি যে এটা আপনারা মেজার করবেন, মেজার করে যদি এই লেভেলের নিচে যায় তাহলে তখন সেচ দিবেন, তার আগে দেবেন না। তার ফলে ওয়াটারটা কম লাগে। এটাকে আমরা অল্টারনেট ওয়েট, মানে ওয়েট এবং ড্রাই কন্ডিশনটাকে বারবার তাদেরকে এনকারেজ করছে। এতে প্রোডাক্টিভিটিও বাড়ছে এবং লেস ওয়াটার কনজাম্পটিভও হচ্ছে। ধন্যবাদ।
স্যার, আমি সুপর্ণা মল্লিক, কোচিং স্টুডেন্ট। স্যার, আমার এই যে রেইন ওয়াটার হারভেস্টিং যে মার মডেলটা আপনি বললেন, স্যার এটা একটু এক্সপ্লেন করে দেবেন? ছবিটা যেরকম আছে সেইভাবে।
এক্সকিউজ মি, আরেকবার একটু প্রশ্নটা একটু আমি বুঝতে পারি নাই।
স্যার, রেইন ওয়াটার হারভেস্টিং বাই মার মডেল যেটা আপনি বললেন,
জি
এমআর মডেল। হ্যাঁ স্যার, ওই যে ছবিটা যেভাবে আছে স্যার ওটা একটু আরেকবার এক্সপ্লেন করে দেবেন?
আচ্ছা, মার মডেলটা হলো, মার হলো ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ। অ্যাকুইফার যে কোনো সময়ে ন্যাচারালি রিচার্জ হয় রেন ওয়াটার দ্বারা, কিন্তু এক্ষেত্রে আমরা রুফটপ যেটা আছে, যেটা প্রত্যেকটা হাউস হোল্ডের, সেইখানে রুফটপের যদি আমরা আফটার যখন বৃষ্টি হয় তখন বৃষ্টিপাতের পরেই কিন্তু পানিটা গড়িয়ে নষ্ট হয়ে যায়। আমরা কিন্তু চালার থেকে, রুফটপ থেকে পানিটা গড়িয়ে পড়ার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে আমরা ধরে নেই, এটা কিন্তু মাটিতে পড়তে দেই না। দেওয়ার পরে এটাকে ইনজেক্ট করে দেই একটা ফিল্টার সিস্টেমের মাধ্যমে, একবার অ্যাকুইফারে ডাইরেক্ট ইনচার্জ করে, মানে ইনজেক্ট করি আমরা। এটাকে বলে থেকে ম্যানেজ অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ হয়, তবে এটা ম্যানেজ করি আমরা সামথিং ম্যানেজমেন্ট অ্যাপ্রোচে, এই জন্য এদেরকে বলি আমরা ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ। এটার অ্যাপ্রোচটা হলো সরাসরি যে কোনো রুফটপের কিংবা ঘরের চালার যে পানিটা থাকবে একবারে হাউস হোল্ড লেভেল, গ্রাম লেভেলে, কমিউনিটি লেভেলে, সেই পানিটাকে আমরা ক্যাচ করছি, করে সঙ্গে সঙ্গে পাইপ দিয়ে নামিয়ে দিচ্ছে। এটা মাটিতে পড়ছে না কিংবা কোনো জায়গায় এটা গড়িয়ে যাচ্ছে না। এই ওয়াটারটাকে আমরা ইনজেক্ট করে দিচ্ছি অ্যাকুইফারে। এটাকে বলে থাকি আমরা ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ অথবা মার। এবং বাংলাদেশ ডেল্টা প্ল্যানের কথা যেটা বললাম, নেক্সট 100 ইয়ার্স এর জন্য যে বাংলাদেশ ওয়াটার সেন্ট্রিক যে ডেল্টা প্ল্যান করছে, সেখানে আমরা এটাকে মারাস বলেছি, অর্থাৎ ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ ফর আর্টিফিশিয়াল স্টোরেজ করছে আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ডে রেন ওয়াটারটাকে আমরা ধরে রাখছি, আর্টিফিশিয়াল স্টোরেজ বানাচ্ছি এখানে। ধন্যবাদ।
স্যার, আমি মন্দিরা দালাল 4th সেমের স্টুডেন্ট। আমার একটা কোশ্চেন আছে যে আমরা গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার ছাড়া অন্য কি আমরা জলের উৎস হিসেবে ব্যবহার করতে পারি ভবিষ্যতে?
ভবিষ্যতে যে বিষয়গুলো আমি উল্লেখ করেছি সেটা হলো যে পন্ড রিএক্সকাভেশনের মাধ্যমে রেনি সিজনে রান অফ ওয়াটারটাকে এটাকে কনজার্ভ করে রাখতে পারি, ধরে রাখতে পারি ফর ফার্দার ড্রাই সিজনে ইউজের জন্য, কিংবা ক্যানেলে আমরা এটা চেক ড্যাম কনস্ট্রাক্ট করে সেই ওয়াটারটাকে ধরে রাখছি যেটা রান অফ ওয়াটার। তার ফলে আন্ডারগ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটারের ছাড়াও আমরা ব্যাপকভাবে যদি 60% পর্যন্ত আমরা রেন ওয়াটারটাকে রেনি সিজনে ধরে রাখতে পারি, তাহলে এই পানিটাই এগ্রিকালচার ইউজের জন্য গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটারের ডিপেন্ডেন্সি কমাবে এবং সারফেস ওয়াটার কনজার্ভ করে কিংবা পন্ড কিংবা ক্যানেল কিংবা রিভারে কিংবা সোয়াম্প এরিয়াতে যদি এই পানিগুলো ধরে রাখতে পারি, যে চেষ্টাটা আমরা করছি এখন, তাহলে আমাদের গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার ডিপেন্ডেন্সি কমে যাবে এবং এটা অল্টারনেট সোর্স হিসেবে ব্যবহার করা যাবে। ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
হ্যালো স্যার, গুড ইভিনিং। আমি অঙ্কনা দাস,
গুড ইভিনিং।
স্টুডেন্ট পরিষদ মহাবিদ্যালয়। আমার একটা কোশ্চেন আছে যে আমাদের মেল আমরা যে ড্রিঙ্কিং ওয়াটারের সোর্স ইউজ করি সেটা হচ্ছে আমরা গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার। এবার এখানে হারভেস্টিং এর জন্য আপনি বললেন যে আমরা কোনো রিভার ওয়াটার ইউজ করতেই পারি, বাট এগ্রিকালচারের জন্য বাট রিভার ওয়াটার পিউরিফাই করে ড্রিঙ্ক মানে আমাদের যে পান করার জন্য যে প্রসেসটা বা এই প্রসেসটা একটা হিউজ প্রসেস, আর এখানে অনেক মানি ইনভেস্ট করতে হয়। তো এমন কি কোনো সাবসিডি প্রসেস আছে যে আমরা গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার স্টোরেজ করে আমরা গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটারটাকে আবার ইউজ করতে পারবো, এমন কোনো ইজি
ওয়ে? সবচেয়ে সহজে যে বিষয়টা আছে গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটারের জন্য আমরা বলেছি রেন ওয়াটার হারভেস্টিং করে ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ, যেটা মার মডেল বলেছি, সেটাতে আমরা হাউস হোল্ড লেভেলে অনলি ফর ড্রিঙ্কিং পারপাসে তাদেরকে এটা সাপ্লাই করছি। আর এগ্রিকালচারের জন্য তাদেরকে আলাদা সিস্টেম করেছি যে পন্ডের ওয়াটারটাকে তারা হোম স্ট্রিট গার্ডেন করবে, আর এটা অনেকটা রেশনিং সিস্টেম আমরা করেছি। আর এগ্রিকালচারের জন্য করবে তারা ক্যানেল ওয়াটারটাকে তারা প্রিজার্ভ করবে, সেটা ব্যবহার করবে, আর রিভার ওয়াটার করবে। অতএব প্রত্যেকটা সেক্টরের জন্য তাদের কিন্তু আলাদা আলাদা সেপারেট কোনো অ্যাপ্রোচ আমাদের কাজ করছে এখানে। সব কিন্তু ম্যানেজমেন্টটা একটা, কিন্তু আমরা ম্যানেজ করছি হলো স্কারসিটি অফ ওয়াটারের জন্য একটা ম্যানেজমেন্ট অ্যাপ্রোচ করেছে, কিন্তু ইন্টিগ্রেটেড হলো পন্ডে থাকবে, হাউস হোল্ড লেভেলে থাকবে ফর ড্রিঙ্কিং, এগ্রিকালচারাল অ্যাক্টিভিটির জন্য থাকবে কিছুটা পন্ড, কিছুটা রিভার, কিছুটা ক্যানেল, সব মিলিয়ে একটা অ্যাপ্রোচের মাধ্যমে আমরা গ্রাউন্ড ওয়াটার ডিপেন্ডেন্সি কমাবো। তবে করা যাবে। ড্রিঙ্কিং ওয়াটারের জন্য একটাই অ্যাপ্রোচ আমাদের আছে, সেটা হলো হাউস হোল্ড লেভেল কিংবা বড় বড় গ্রামে কিংবা যে স্কুল বিল্ডিং গুলো আছে, কিছু কিছু অফিস বিল্ডিং আছে, তারপরে পঞ্চায়েত বিল্ডিং যেগুলো আছে, সেগুলোকে আমরা ইউজ করছি ড্রিঙ্কিং ওয়াটারের জন্য। ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
স্যার আমার আরেকটা কোশ্চেন ছিল যে বাংলাদেশের রেন ওয়াটার যে স্টোরেজ যে সিস্টেমটা বাংলাদেশে কতটা রকমের প্রোগ্রেস হচ্ছে, এটা ইনফরমেশনটা যদি একটু দেন।
আমরা বলেছি যে গ্লোবাল ওয়াটার পার্টনারশিপ, যেটা ইউনাইটেড নেশনের 2005 সালে 2005-এ তার স্টার্ট করেছিল এবং 2015-এ আমরা এটা পাইলটিং শুরু করেছে এবং আমরা এখানে সফল হয়েছি। এখন এটা ব্যাপকভাবে আমরা আমি যেটা ন্যাশনাল আন্ডার প্রাইম মিনিস্টার অফিস, যেটা ন্যাশনাল কমিটি ফর ম্যানেজড অ্যাকুইফার রিচার্জ, যেটা মার যেটা রেন ওয়াটার হারভেস্টিং এর যেটা বলছি, সেটার আমি ন্যাশনাল চেয়ার। অতএব আমরা কিন্তু ইন্ডাস্ট্রি লেভেলে কিংবা আদার সিটিজে, ক্যাপিটাল সিটিতে রিসেন্টলি আমরা কাজ শুরু করেছি, যেটা আমাদের হিউজ পপুলেশন আছে যেখানে। অতএব এভাবে আমাদের ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়াল বেল্ট গুলোতে শুরু করেছি। আশা করি যে 10-15 বছরের মধ্যে আমরা একটা পজিটিভ জায়গায় দাঁড়িয়ে যেতে পারবো, আশা করি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, sir. We can take only one and two questions now. So one question is in your chat box, sir. Please check it. Omit Sharma asks, how's the conservative use of water helpful to reduce groundwater exploitation which may be responsible for future arsenic content increment?
Just a minute. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. How the conservative use of water help to reduce the groundwater exploitation, which may be responsible for future arsenic contamination. এই কোশ্চেনটাই বোধহয় ডক্টর জয়ন্ত আপনি বলেছেন।
Yeah, yes.
এটা আর্সেনিক প্রবলেমটা হলো যত আমরা
Maybe he's non-Bengali, sir.
maybe I can speak in English. When we are facing the arsenic problem in shallow clay layer, okay, in shallow hand tubule or like that, but not in the we are not facing the arsenic problem in the deep aquifer. That's why when we will inject the rainwater into the aquifer, it will dissolve the arsenic. At the same time, we can raise the groundwater level in the aquifer. That's why when in future arsenic contamination will be reduced with the restoring the groundwater level also. That is the answer. And arsenic problem is that different issue from water. It is one of the important component for the deltaic region of especially in Bangladesh and other parts of the world. But IWRM practice is only for water scarcity, not for arsenic mitigation project. Thank you, Dr. Janto.
Thank you,
Koili?
sir. Hang. You have clearly explained all of our queries, and now, on behalf of Geography Department in Rampurhat College, I extend a very hearty thanks to our first speaker, Professor Chowdhury Sarwar Jahan, who spared time from his busiest schedule to grace the program.
Busiest or busy?
Today,
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Today we had an opportunity to hear his thoughts related to integrated water resource management in Drought-prone Barind of Bangladesh, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Ashish Banerjee and our patron, Dr. Probal Kumar Sinha, Principal of Rampurhat College, our chairperson, Dr. Buddhadev Mukherjee, IQAC coordinator and associate professor in Department of History, and all of my colleagues and all of you present here for making the program so successful. Thank you, one and all. Now, I'm to invite our next speaker, Professor Narayan Chandra Jain.
Thank you, Koildi. It is my pleasure to host the second session of this event. Before we dive into the main event, I would like to thank all of you for joining us today. Now, it is my pleasure or honor to introduce our distinguished resource persons for these sessions, Professor Narayan Chandra Jana, Department of Geography, the University of Bardhaman. Professor Jana is renowned for his significant contribution in the realm of geography, and we are incredibly fortunate to have Professor Jana with us today. Actually, Professor Jana truly need no introductions, although I would like to share a few facts about his achievements. Professor Jana is an applied geographer with a postgraduate and doctoral degrees in geography, postgraduate degrees in disaster mitigations, PG diploma in sustainable rural development, and diploma in tourism studies. He has contributed about 100 plus research papers published in various national and international journals and edited volumes. Professor Jana was also actively engaged in postdoctoral research and teaching in the Center of Study of Regional Development, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, for 5 years. He was the coordinator of the International Geographical Union Commissions on Geography of Commercial Activities. He is the life member of 24 academic societies of repute. He was the vice president of National Association of Geography, India. And Professor Jana was the convener of 33rd Indian Geographical Congress, 35th Indian Geographers Meet, and various things. He has visited Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Thailand, Russia, China, and Japan, and as well Thailand for various academic purposes. He has delivered more than 75 lectures in academic staff colleges, UGC sponsored national seminars, and various academic departments of different universities. He has successfully guided MPhil and PhDs scholars. He has completed one major research project entitled Tribal Livelihood and Sustainable Development in Mayurbhanj, Orissa, sponsored by ICCR, and one small research project on watershed Western sponsored by NRDMS of DST. He has also conducted one research methodology course sponsored by ICSR. His areas of research interest cover applied geomorphology, hazards and disasters, environmental issues, land use, and rural development. Professor Jana has been nominated as steering committee member in IGU. Dr. Jana is currently working as a professor of geography in the Department of Geography. Once again, welcome you, sir. And sir actually delivered his talk on the land, our future, survival, and sustenance. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for inviting me. Actually, when I received the invitation, I was a little bit hesitating to accept because that time I was in a confidential visit in Bihar. So I could not decline due to Rampurhat College.
Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you, sir.
Jayanta is there, Asraful, and Bhaswati. That's why I didn't decline. And since my return from Bihar, I was heavily pressurized with academic tasks. So, as it is the celebration of World Environment Day, and I mean, 2 years back I delivered one lecture on land in the Academic Staff College of Osmania University, Hyderabad. So I thought that let's see that lecture I mean, that is a very elaborative lecture, but I will try my level best to cut short the lecture. And this year's topic in the World Environment Day is very contemporary because I mean, land restoration and preventing desertification is the utmost task for the world because with the passage of time, the agricultural land is getting shrinked due to rapid urbanization, particularly in the developing countries. I mean, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and the Asian countries. And most of, the mainstay of the people of the Asian countries are agriculture. So agriculture land is getting shrinked due to increasing hazards and disaster and due to urbanization in the Asian countries. So very relevant topic UN had choose this year, and as already I would not like to repeat again that Saudi Arabia is the host of World Environment Day celebration because this Asia Pacific region is very resourceful, not merely in terms of population growth, but in terms of enriched biodiversity. They are very rich. So the land resource, which is the mainstay for the people of Asian countries, is to be restored for the present generations and the future generations to come. So I'm directly switching over to the presentation, otherwise it will take much more time,
Sure, sir.
It has not yet come, na?
No, sir, it is not visible.
Visible?
No, sir, not visible.
I don't know why it is.
Sir, please select entire screen.
Enter screen. It is coming?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
It is visible. Okay. So I selected the topic that land. Land has multifaceted appraisal. Land has 16 aspects to consider. Land is the question of your survival. Land is the question of sustenance. And land is a matter of conflict. Everything. I mean, our hope, aspirations, and sustenance is centering around the land. So, I mean, this is nothing but the World Environment Day 2024. I have already deliberated on that this year UN focus on land restoration, stopping desertification, and building drought resilience. So, land restoration demands the land degradation to prevent. So, the change in the characteristics and quality of soil, I mean, you cannot differentiate soil and land, but it is very difficult to separate, which adversely affect its fertility, and land degradation is the major consequences of direct interference of human activities in the natural space. I am not going into this land degradation, what does it mean? And it is essential to know that human activity accelerates natural soil and land erosion, and expanding human requirements and economic activities are putting ever-increasing pressure on finite soil and land resources. If human requirements have to be met in a sustainable manner, it is essential to move towards effective and efficient use of soil and land resources. That is the priority of the UN for this year's Environment Day celebration. We have to give much more. It needs effective and efficient use of soil and land resources. And it is to be noted that 1/3 to 1/2 of world's croplands are losing topsoil faster than it is being renewed by natural processes. So fertility is renewed by natural processes, but the topsoil, the losing of topsoil or topsoil is lost faster than it is renewed. So this is a snapshot of the global scenario of soil and land degradation. Soil is eroding faster than it's forming on more than 1/3 of the world's cropland. So this gives you a signal how the land or soil is getting degraded. So if we go through the Food and Agricultural Organization's lens, then what land degradation is in the lens of Food and Agricultural Organization. It is the reduction. I mean, one important information I would like to share that land degradation costs an estimated $40 billion annually worldwide, without taking into account the hidden costs of increased fertilizer use, loss of biodiversity, and loss of unique landscape. And the consequences of land degradation are reduced land productivity, socioeconomic problems, including uncertainty in food security, migration and limited development and damage to ecosystem. Now, if we go through the UNFP's viewpoint, United Nations Environmental Programme's viewpoint, what is the main issue of land degradation? Any form of deterioration of the land that affects the integrity of the system, and it encompasses both a reduction its productivity and of its native biological richness and maintenance of its heredity. Because land degradation is a major threat to biodiversity, not merely land degradation, we are losing the cropland or the fertility status due to land degradation, but it is a major threat to biodiversity. Ecosystem stability, society's ability to function, and its impact extends far beyond local or regional scale. That means the land degradation, it has a wider connotation. In broader spectrum, you can define land degradation because in broader spectrum, it is the threat. At large, so whose justification? World Health Organization justification on land degradation. Threat to land integrity. I am not going into detail. What does land degradation mean for health? Because these social and environmental processes are stressing the world's arable lands and pastures, essential for the provision of food and water and the quality air. Land degradation and desertification can affect human health through complex pathways. As land is degraded, and in some places deserts expand, food production is reduced. Because this is a vice versa relationship, with the expansion of desert, with the high degree of land degradation, food production reduces. Water sources dry up. Populations are pressured to move to more hospitable areas. So it is also responsible for the migration of people to the conducive areas where there are not such evidences of the expansion of deserts and the degradation of land. It is one of the major causes of the international migration. And the potential impacts on health are higher threats of malnutrition from reduced food and water supply. If food production is reduced and water supplies are reduced, then there will be an impact on health, particularly the malnutrition.